Welcome to NOLA.com. Larry Holder, Jeff Duncan here with you at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome as the Saints have lost 4 in a row, going down to the still undefeated Carolina Panthers, 41-38. And Jeff, it's same old story. The Saints defense at times can play well, then they go down the tubes. Offense can play well, go down the tubes. And look, let's be honest. I don't think there were a ton of people maybe on a kind of hope and a prayer that saying the Saints, they could upset Carolina. But it just goes to show to me that there's a reason why Carolina's 12-0, and there's a reason why the Saints are 4-8, and they could put it together at the time they needed to, and the Saints, they just aren't capable of fully doing that.
Right. They've become exactly what they weren't. A few years ago, they used to find ways to win these games. Now they find ways to lose these games. It's kind of the classic loser's lament in the locker room. We're a few plays away, and you keep hearing the same things. And Sean Payton uses a term where he uses it derisively. He says, that team. He said we've become that team, and that's exactly what the Saints have become. Is that team that finds ways to lose games with be it penalties or poor pass defense, breakdowns in coverage. And I don't. At this point, 12 games in, I don't think anybody should hold their breath expecting it to turn around.
No, and you're at this point. You're 4-8. I think there still is some crazy, might be 1% mathematical chance. Mm-hmm. I think we all know, and if you don't know, I think you're fooling yourself. This season is over. Now you get to the point where they're 4-8, and what can they do to at least try to salvage something? And Cam Jordan, I asked him specifically, what do you do to not just do this and put your hands up in the air? And he said pride, and I mean, it's something you kind of wrote about. It's amazing that the Saints under Sean Payton and in the Drew Brees era, that it's this early still in the season, and they're basically irrelevant.
Right, and that has not happened this early in the entire Drew Brees, Sean Payton tenure. They've always had something to play for. And so it's going to be interesting to watch how this team handles it down the stretch. And something you and I talked about earlier was, this run of great players that came in that 2006 draft, Jari Evans, Zach Strief, Marcus Colston. This is not how they expected their careers to end here. We both think it's probably going to be the end for those guys after this season. And I'm sure they thought it would just be a much different season than the way it's played out, that they would be out of it, this early. And really the one thing motivation this team could have is just trying to avoid being the worst team in the Payton Brees era. We know that they finished 7-9 last year, but it looks like they're not going to be able to avoid that. I'll be surprised if they don't finish worse than that.
And this late in the season since 2006, this is the worst record that they've had in the entire 10-year run. And I'm curious to see, look, they go to Tampa next week. Tampa has something to play for. And I'm really curious to see what kind of effort they bring, because they brought a lot of effort tonight, just didn't get the job done. I'm curious to see if they don't have that hangover thing, and it really goes down in a hurry.
Yeah, that could be an ugly game. You just get the feeling this is going to be a difficult game for the Saints to bounce back from emotionally, because they invested so much in this game and really fought back. It looked like this thing was going to be a Carolina blowout, and they fought back, took the lead. But I think everybody knew when Cam Newton got the ball back with 5 minutes left that they were going to drive down and score. It was just a matter of how they were going to score, not if they were going to score.
Right.
And would they score too quick and give Brees a chance to drive back down? So, yeah, I agree. Next week I think it's going to be very difficult, especially the way Tampa Bay's playing.
Well, 4 more games for the 2015 season, probably one you want to forget. For Jeff Duncan, I'm Larry Holder. Thanks for joining us here at NOLA.com, and check out all of our coverage of all things Saints at NOLA.com. Thanks for joining us.